What's going on, guys? Thrills in the block back again. I'm out here with the 400 Camaro. The epoxy primer is done on the main body. I've got the hood left to do, the top of the trunk. But before I get to the top of the trunk, I got a little bit of work to do on the bottom of the trunk or the inside. I've also got some work to do on this body as far as getting these corners for the spoiler in place. I'm actually gonna do a little bit of trim work on these. So these are going to be molded in, and my plan is I'm actually going to cut this off here at the bottom so I can get a nice clean mold along the top and the bottom all the way around. I'm going to trim that off. We'll do it on both sides. Then I'm going to mount them in place. I'm going to fiberglass to the car. So I've got a couple options here. I can take a line, follow this body line that comes down straight there, or I could match along what they did at the top, come along the back of the line, and bring it down to a vertex like that. So those are kind of my two options there. It really doesn't make a difference whichever way I do it, because it won't matter. It's going to be molded in. We won't be able to tell. Definitely got to clip that off at a minimum. Kind of like that look right there. So I may actually revamp my idea. Initially I was going to cut it there. I may trim it up that high. Since I do have the flexibility to do as I choose. The block gave me the green light. He said, just do whatever's going to look good. So I always like that part. Yeah, I think that's my line. I like it. Well, there's no going back now. Now that these are mounted permanently in place, I'm not worried about the trunk. I gotta take the trunk off anyway. So because of that, I'm not too concerned. I'll remount it. Get it back where it needs to be. I just wanted to make sure I could get the trunk where it needed to be at so I could make sure that this was in line where it needed to be. All that good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and start the molding process on these and go ahead and get that done. I'm putting on some gloves because I'm working with this body filler. I'm not worried about cutting my hands because I already cut my hand putting the part on the car, because you know, it's a small space. You gotta get in there with your hand to turn these little nuts, and yeah, there's something I probably should have trimmed out of the way when I was putting the tail panel on. Gashed my hand open. If you don't have one of these mixing boards, I highly recommend it. When you finish, you just take your paper, throw it away. Probably should wear a respirator if this stuff is kind of strong. And this stuff is really not very user-friendly, so for the most part, I usually just use my hands because I have found out that you can cram it in places a lot easier using your fingers than you can using anything else. It's kind of my method to my madness here. One thing I will say about this stuff is it is extremely hard to sand, so just be prepared. If you decide to use it, less is more in the case of this stuff. Everything that's there, you will have to deal with. letting you know in advance. So don't shoot the messenger, because the messenger's letting you know. This stuff can be a bear to deal with. I do recommend you wear nice thick gloves because, like I said, this stuff it's real nasty. I did get on my hands years ago. That only happened one time. You know, I'm not a big glove wearer, but when it comes to that stuff, I don't play around. That's roughly what we got going on there. There is nothing pretty about fiberglass. Unless you're doing long strand, laying it down with resin. All right, we'll let that cure up. I need more gloves because I'm out. You don't want to get body filler on your hand. Even though some people mix without gloves. I use gloves just because I used to not, and this stuff can get on your skin and stay there forever. So my recommendation is use gloves. So I was checking out the 3M video on mixing bondo. I always wondered why guys, depending on who you watch, some of them mix it together in a circular motion, some of them do straight lines. So if you mix it in a circular motion, it actually introduces air into your mixture. So they recommend that you don't use circular motions. Isn't that cool? Well, there's some booger in this spreader, so probably need to toss it to the side. See those lines keep appearing there? See, it's a booger in the spreader, so that spreader's no good. Let's toss it and get another one. This one doesn't look much better, but we'll use it. Yeah. Yep, we'll use it. See? Nice smooth line there. Alright. Smooth-ish line. Now this larger spreader is probably going to be better on the bottom side, so I'll slap a little filler on this back side here. So this is really just to get this thing shaped. That's really about it. Just kind of get it shaped up here. Let that harden up and we'll come back and do some sanding on that. This side worked out really good, bringing that point down to there. I decided to keep the width of the spoiler all the way down until it runs to this horizontal body line. I did the same thing on this side. I had to shave this spoiler tail in because it was actually overhanging the body line. So we cut it back, cut it in, and I'll just smoothing it out. Looks pretty ugly right now, but it'll look good when it's done. Be my last round of body filler on these back pieces. Then we'll move to a spot filler or ultralight. Just take care of some pinholes and smaller imperfections. Got a little build up to do here, just so this will come down straight without too much of a dip in there, and a couple of areas up here I want to go ahead and take care of. I may have to extend this thing like 1/8 of an inch. Small extension. I need to get some in here and down here, and also got to take where I deleted. There's a light that goes back here from the factory somewhere. I deleted that, so I need to do a little smoothing there. But aside from that, I might run a little bit through that area there. But I may wait till I block sand that guide coat it because it's hard to tell where exactly that's at down in there. Hump there. But yeah, there's something down there. There's something there I'll have to take care of probably when I go do my 2K on block, or 2K on guide coat, and then block sand this. There's a little small, very tiny imperfection there where I put that patch panel in. It's real small on the line there. I'm only worried about this line being sharp back to here, and then from there it's going to be kind of rounded, so won't be as sharp on the backside. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Be sure to check out the next video where we continue working on the Pole Hunter Camaro. My name's Erwin. This is 3 Wheels in a Block, where we're giving back what time has taken away. We'll see you soon.